Not a single family member came to my wedding. Not my parents, not my brother, not even my so-called best friend. They all chose my brother's promotion party instead. But the moment we cut the cake, my phone lit up. 62 missed calls and a message from Mom. We need to talk. Now! I called back, and that's when the real story began. "Don't raise your voice in my house, Henry," my father barked, his fist slamming against the oak table so hard the whiskey glass rattled. I stayed still, my hands folded in my lap, cold with sweat. "You think you're some kind of victim?" Cole sneered, leaning back in his chair like he owned the place. "You chose her over us. Don't cry about it now." "I chose happiness," I said quietly. Cole laughed sharp and cruel. "Happiness? With that cheap ceremony? Not a single real friend there, Henry. Did she even notice we weren't there? Or was she just relieved?" My jaw tightened. "Funny. She noticed. 62 missed calls say you noticed too." Mom finally spoke, her voice breaking. "Stop, please. This isn't what we came here for." Dad turned on her. "Don't baby him, Lila. He's been playing the martyr long enough." And then Cole leaned forward, eyes burning with amusement. "Admit it. You only married her for money." The air snapped like glass shattering. "My name is Henry Keaton. I'm 26. For as long as I can remember, silence has been my weapon and my curse. Growing up, they mistook it for weakness. When I didn't shout back, they thought I agreed. When I didn't complain, they thought I didn't care. But silence? It cuts differently when you know how to use it. I was the boy who gave up his college dreams so Cole could keep his car. The one who worked nights, paid bills, smiled at family photos where nobody looked at me. Even at my wedding, when the empty chairs screamed louder than the music, I stayed quiet, smiled through the vows, cut the cake, pretended I wasn't shattered. But tonight, no more pretending. Because I've been holding on to something none of them know yet. Family members introduced. Cole Keaton, 28. Born with the kind of charm that makes people forgive him before he even apologizes. The golden boy. The promotion party thrown in his honor the same night as my wedding was proof enough of where their loyalty lay. Grant Keaton, 58, my father. A man who measures love in achievements and respect in dollar signs. He looks at Cole like he's the second coming of God. He looks at me like I'm a failed draft of his perfect son. Lila Keaton, 54. My mother. She cries easily, but never for me. She scolds me for being difficult. Then turns around and excuses Cole's mistakes as just being young. She's fragile when it suits her, but her silence has hurt me deeper than my father's insults. The three of them together felt like a jury, and me, the accused. And I knew, beneath their words, one of them was hiding something much bigger. "This is bigger than your wedding," Dad growled. His voice shook with anger, but also with something else. Fear. "You mean loyalty," I said flatly. "You've never had it," he spat. I leaned forward, my voice steady. "Loyalty? I gave up my savings to cover Cole's DUI mess. I sent money home when Mom couldn't pay the utilities. I gave you years, my 20s, my dreams. And you call that disloyalty?" Cole rolled his eyes. "You wanted praise. That's all this is. You're bitter because no one clapped for you." "No," I said, my throat burning. "I'm bitter because I stopped clapping for myself a long time ago." That's when Mom whispered something that wasn't meant to slip out. "Henry, you were never supposed to know about the house." The silence that followed was suffocating. "What house?" My voice was calm, but I felt the floor tilt beneath me. Cole's grin faltered. My father's jaw clenched like a vice. My mother froze, her lips trembling. Dad shot Mom a glare. "Don't start. Grant, he deserves to know. Enough." His fist hit the table again, rattling the silverware. I leaned back in my chair, crossing my arms. "You're already too late. I want to hear it." Cole smirked, though I could see the flicker of nerves in his eyes. "The house was never saved by your little donations. You think your pocket change mattered? Please, I took care of it. And by took care of it, you mean what? Mom buried her face in her hands. Cole, please. The answer came in his silence. And suddenly, my years of sacrifice twisted into something ugly. I was 19 again. My friends packing up their cars, heading off to college dorms, laughter echoing while I buttoned a gas station uniform. I'd overheard Mom and Dad whispering in the kitchen late one night. Foreclosure. Debt. Panic. I told them I'd help. I quit on my dreams, picked up every shift I could. I came home with cracked hands and a thin paycheck, leaving it on the counter without asking for thanks. I remember Cole stumbling in drunk one night, throwing his jacket on the floor. Why do you even bother? You'll never be him, he'd slurred, jerking his thumb toward our father snoring in the recliner. I told myself it didn't matter. That family was worth more than pride, but sitting here now, watching their eyes dart away from mine, I realized they'd erased it, pretended it was Cole who saved them all, and the look on his face now told me he'd known all along. Say it, I demanded. Cole finally broke into a grin that didn't reach his eyes. Fine, the house is mine, legally, signed over. You worked yourself to the bone for nothing, Henry. My chest went hollow. Dad wouldn't meet my eyes. Mom whispered apologies that felt like knives. But I smiled, and that scared them. Funny, I said, because I already knew. And I also know how you got the money. Cole's grin vanished. The loan wasn't from the bank, was it? That promotion wasn't earned. You bought your way up, Cole. Paid the right people. Covered the wrong tracks. The color drained from his face. And finally, the golden boy looked cornered. You wouldn't dare say that outside this room, Cole snapped, his voice cracking. Oh, I dare, I said softly. Because truth doesn't need volume. It just needs timing. Mom cried harder, shaking her head. Henry, please, don't tear this family apart. Dad's rage spilled over. Enough! He's always been jealous, always looking for ways to drag Cole down. I stood slowly, my hand steady. Jealous? No, I'm done being invisible. I looked at each of them, my father, red with rage, my mother, drowning in guilt, my brother, pale with fear. I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I give you the truth. And in that moment, I think they finally saw me for the first time. I moved toward the door. Each step felt like peeling chains off my skin. Henry, wait! Mom cried, stumbling after me. Her hand caught my arm. I didn't know it would turn out like this. I thought you'd understand. I turned to her, my voice breaking but firm. You thought I'd stay quiet forever. That's what you counted on. Dad said nothing. Cole muttered curses under his breath, pacing like a trapped animal. I shook Mom's hand off gently. I'm not leaving in anger. I'm leaving free. That's something you'll never understand. And for the first time, I meant it. The night air outside was cold, but it filled my lungs like freedom. I pulled out my phone. Messages from my wife lit up the screen. Her, the only one who stood beside me when no one else did. I thought of the empty chairs at my wedding, of the years I traded for scraps of approval, and for once, it didn't crush me. They'll never see me the same again, I whispered into the night. And I don't need them to. It wasn't a fairy tale ending. The scars were real, the wounds fresh, but there was peace in knowing I didn't carry their weight anymore. And that peace was worth everything. If you were in my place, would you forgive them? Or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. If Henry's pain and strength touched you, subscribe for more raw emotional stories. Like if you've ever felt unseen, unheard, or betrayed by the people you trusted most. Comment your thoughts. Let's build a space where silence finally finds its voice.